I'm Patricia Louise Nelson with 2 Spruce Law in Bend, Oregon. Today I want to talk to you about what I call cookie cutter estate plans. Cookie cutter estate plans are one-size-fits-all estate plans that really fit no one. How can you tell if you're getting a cookie cutter estate plan? If you're doing an inexpensive online estate plan, that's really all they can offer. What's wrong with a cookie cutter estate plan? Well, it often has assumptions that we're not even aware we're making. For example, almost all of them assume our children will live longer than we do. And that's usually the case. But I can tell you from a lot of experience, that's not always the case. Your plan needs to deal with what ifs, like what if one of my children dies before me? In addition, your estate plan should include some language from you, precatory language, you can see my video about that, that gives the estate plan some of you, some of your language, infuses it, makes it yours. That's really powerful in a plan, and it's not available in a cookie cutter estate plan. If you're seeing an attorney and the attorney is simply taking down your notes about what you want, who's in charge, who's the beneficiary, what the terms of the trust are, without giving you some feedback, watch out. You might be heading for a cookie cutter estate plan. For example, I had clients come to me last week who wanted a plan in which their assets would pass to their children in trusts. The trusts for the 3 children would last until each child was age 50, with one of the children, the oldest, in charge. And that all sounded good. You know, fill out the blank. I'm done, except I'm not, because I'm looking at that thinking, just a second, until they're 50? You guys are 54. How would you have felt if your parents had set up a trust that only ended 4 years ago? Oh, they hadn't thought of that. Let's look at it from another angle. How would you feel, how will your sons feel, knowing that your daughter's in charge of all of their inheritance until they're 50 years old each? And then how do you keep your daughter from kind of self-dealing if she's in charge of her own trust? Whoa. Well, the plan they already had when they came to see me had these terms in place, and they had never really thought about how they might work or not for their children. The attorney who prepared that plan had never asked them, what about this and what about that? So if your attorney is simply taking notes about your plan without asking you questions, I encourage you to ask things like, so what do you think about this plan based on your experience? Do you have any feedback for us about what we're thinking we might do? How do we deal with unknowns, like if one of our children becomes an addict, or one of our children dies before us, or one of our children has a disability? What if one of our children comes to our trustee and asks for something that seems unreasonable, but the child thinks it's reasonable and the trustee thinks it's not? Obviously, the trustee makes that final call, but wouldn't it be better for everyone if they had your voice in the process? If you had included some language in your trust that said, I really value foreign travel? And what does that mean? Does that mean hobnobbing with the rich and famous in Europe? Does it mean missionary work in Uganda? What does it mean to you? Tell us so we can put it in your document and make that document yours. All of those what ifs also make your document last a dozen years because they deal with things that we don't expect to happen, but might. So make sure you are not getting a cookie cutter estate plan.